Alright, so we're still in the Ohio River. We got windy conditions today. We just broke camp. We just headed out. We got really rough water today because of the wind. We got 14, 16 miles to make, something like that. So that's where the truck is. So we're off on it. If you have been tracking me on my tractor, I've been having some issues with it, with the software update. I'm not sure if it's working anymore. I updated the software and ground crew says he doesn't think he has me, but I can still text him on it. So I'll have to figure that out when I get home, see if it was something with the update or something, I don't know. But ain't nothing I can do about it right now. So if you were tracking me on this trip, I'm sorry if it stopped, quit working, whatever it did. So we'll check in later when we see something. Okay, so I just heard a pan on my marine radio from the Coast Guard. Somebody out of my radio range has called a pan, which is a non-life-threatening situation. and they are requesting that somebody come aid them, give them some aid. It is not, it's like a mayday, except a mayday call is life's in danger and bad things are going to happen really fast, get here right now. Pan is, I got some things going on and I need some assistance. And I later, by listening to the radio, I later was able to put together that somewhere near the Ohio, on a different river, there is a 20-foot boat in distress. Get in above our ability. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure we could both handle it, but I didn't want to find out. Not today. Not with all the gear. If I understood everything correctly, it's just like that one you got right behind me.
Yeah.
Coast Guard was responding to that pan.
Did it say where they were at?
I couldn't make it out good enough. There's too much static.
Is it within, it has to be within such a distance, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know how, well, I was picking up the Coast Guard. So I think they transmit a little bit further, and a little bit more power. So I never did hear the person calling pan.
Yeah.
It's pan. Or instead of mayday. Yeah.
See, this is our shoreline, but you'll never be able to get in there.
Yeah.
with the waves the way they are. Man, all that gold I'm gonna have to leave.
I know, right? Oh well.
Especially being the Goonies, man.
We were meant to be rich. We would be or would be. Would be or will be. One day. But you know what? I don't care to be rich.
This is rich.
Exactly.
Yeah.
People say, well, I'm so rich, I got all this money in the bank. No, I'm rich.
Yeah.
I got all this.
My family.
In the bank. Yeah, it'd be nice to have and all that. But you don't need it. My phone's got low battery, so my watch has low battery.
Yeah.
So I can't read what's on my phone anymore. So not from my, excuse me, not from my watch anyway. I got the phone right here, but I don't want to look at it because I got to stop paddling for too long. I don't want to get turned sideways. That'd be bad. Really a lot coming out here unless it just, I don't know.
I think it's calmed down a little bit though.
Yeah. We'll just stay here anywhere where we know it's within our abilities.
Yep. Come on, Fitz, I'm holding my own. I'm not worried about that hatch cover. I wanted to get a good test on them anyway.
Get back out there.
No, I think we did put it through. I mean, I was getting water slapped up. One time I got it in the cockpit.
Terrific got that yet, but you are a little bit lower than mine now. Did you ever figure out what the load limit was for that? Yeah, we're all right. He's docking.
would say we could use a wind sail, but it's going in the other direction.
Yeah.
That would be cool. I want to try that one day.
I'll fix my ballast tanks. There we go.
Why? What happened?
This bag slides around just a little, and it throws me just a little kelter a little bit sometimes. So I just like an elbow and adjust it.
Uh-huh.
I thought I had it on there secure enough where it wouldn't do this, but it was just enough.
Yeah.
Alright, so wasn't on video because there's just no way turn the camera on and keep control of my boat, but we had very bad stretch of water right there. We had cross current along with the upwind or the downwind wind waves, and it was just a total mess as far as trying to get through it all. We did find some calmer water. That's all we could do is keep going. And now we're in the calm water. We had to cross back and forth the river a couple times to avoid barges and whatnot along that mess. It was total chaos for there for a minute. But I gotta admit, I wish I had the camera on because it was a blast. So anyway, we're gonna go up here a little bit. We're looking for a boat ramp currently. We can get out and stretch our legs or whatever. Still having issues with my tracker. I don't know what's gone on with it. Working fine, and then I got updates on it and it seems like it's not working fine no more. So I don't know if you guys were able to track me on this last half or not. But anyway, I will get on the phone and I will get on the Garmin and figure out what's going on with it and why I was having these problems on this trip. The good news is if I have to, it will still reach my ground crew. So we still have that as a lifeline if needed. Right now we don't need it because we got cell phone service, or within a short distance we can get cell phone service. So we don't necessarily need that lifeline, but yeah. So anyway, we got nice calm water. Right now we're looking for a boat ramp. We've been going about 3 hours now. I figured on reaching our takeout in 5 or 6 hours. So maybe we're almost there. I don't know. We'll just keep going till we get there. I mean, what else are we gonna do?
Lead here.
So that was a marine
Lead
radio.
here. Downbound 2 miles. We'll be backing in when we're flipping. Lead here.
That was a marine radio. Towboat talking. So we're having a blast. We went through waves that were like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do here? And with that instinct and our skill level take over, and yeah, we went right through it. And I wish I could have had time to, that 5 seconds it takes to turn the camera on, but that amount of time the boat would be out of control and I'd probably be upside down. So I didn't want to risk that. So do apologize for that. I wish I could have done it, but just wasn't going to happen. But anyhow, we should hit a boat ramp up here. I don't see it on the GPS yet, but I'm not looking out very far. But we're pretty sure there's one up here. So we're just gonna keep trucking on and make it to our takeout tonight. And this is a very wild stretch of river. Compared to the Missouri, this stretch is pretty rough. So anyway, we'll holler at you again in a little bit.
All right, we're almost to Point Pleasant, West Virginia. I hear Matt up there chatting to you guys on his GoPro. It's a much calmer stretch of the river. We hit some waves. Matt says he thinks they were bigger than the ones we experienced, the storm MR340, which I'm not sure about that, but I do know the waves here were crashing over my bow a little bit harder than they were at Missouri during that storm race. But I still think Missouri was a challenge. But either or, it's good to know that we can get out here and take on waves like that if we need to. It's fun for a while, and then after you're fighting them for a bit, it's like, okay, time to get off this river, or time to for a change of scenery. But that was kind of a rough stretch. So I think Matt and I both gained a little bit of confidence on those waves, which was good. So we're going to be going around Point Pleasant Bend here in just a second. You'll see the bridge. Or a minute or two, I should say. This is Point Pleasant, West Virginia, home of the Mothman legend. Believe it or not, thousands of people come from around the country to the Mothman Festival every year. Not quite sure what month that usually takes place in. I think it's in June, because it was going on the same time that my or roughly the same time that my race was in 23. The green bridge beyond the railroad bridge is actually used to be an old silver bridge there, if I remember right. Maybe. And I'm not talking about the old bridge that fell in, but it's a newer bridge from when I was a kid. But that actually crosses the Kanawha River as it comes out of West Virginia and flows into Ohio. Right past, I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I think right past the railroad bridge is where the old silver bridge that fell in back in the 60s, I want to say 63, 64. And that's also part of the Mothman legend too, as they say. Many people believe they saw the Mothman as an omen or whatever, as the days before the bridge fell. I don't tend to believe in too many cryptids and stuff like that, but I do somewhat, I think, believe in the Mothman and the legends. I think too many people have seen it, described it. I do know there were some people that said, hey, I know the family of the people that first saw it, and they were wacky, and they admitted they weren't telling the truth, and there's different things like that. But after years and years of that, you never really know what to believe in all of that. You just, something weird was definitely going on. The newspapers were reporting on it. Many people were citing it. But I do tend to believe the reports on the Mothman. But me personally, and I could be very wrong, I think it was probably demonic. If you believe in that kind of stuff, they can shift shapes and morph into different creatures and things like that. So, and they feed, we know that they feed off of energy. So whatever weird was going on there may have been feeding off of the potential energy that was going to come off of that tragedy. So anyway, just kind of some personal beliefs there. You can think I'm wacky or not, that's okay. I am wacky. That's why I kayak. It keeps me sane. Alright, so here in a little bit we should be coming up past this bridge a little bit on the right. We should be coming up on a ramp that Matt and I are going to take a little break on. After fighting those waves, we're kind of ready to rest the rear end before we make our last stretch. And I'm guesstimating we have probably about 4 miles left after that, maybe 5. I'll take a look at the map once we get here and rest up a little bit. But we're on the home stretch. Catch you around the next bend.
Dollar General store and give me a pair of peanut peppers, whatever, and keep on my tripod.
Yeah.
buoys to kick you out of there?
To do what?
Like the still out of there, one of the swimming areas on lakes.
Yeah.
Like the swimming area. I think that's what they're doing.
The talking you just heard on the radio that wasn't very clear on the video was two barges discussing how they were going to pass each other on the river. One was coming into a smaller river to the Ohio, and one was coming out of that river, and they could not pass on that river, so they were discussing how they were going to do it.
I bet that's the water intake for the water company.
Yeah.
Gas pipeline, it looks like. See the platform over there on the riverbank?
On the right?
Yeah, on the left.
On the left?
That's where I was standing when you guys came in.
Okay. So what river is that?
Well, that's still the Ohio, but the Kanawha goes or comes out under that bridge.
That's what those two whitecaps are talking about.
Yeah.
One's coming in, one's going out. Close together. The one's coming down that river, maybe?
Maybe.
And the other one will be coming up, I don't know. Anyway, it sounds like to me they're going to cross somewhere right near the port or the mouth right here. That's what it sounded like to me. It's an old ramp right here.
That's not the one.
I made the old one though.
It's an older one, yeah.
Give you an idea of what we've been facing all day. There's the kind of water. And this is the calm water for today. We ran a lot worse. We got, I don't know, a couple hours, 2 hours maybe, till we get to our takeout. Maybe a little bit longer, something like that. We didn't really care. So we'll see you when we get to takeout. See you around the next bend.
Alright, we're almost to Gallipolis, my hometown, and our stopping point. Got a nice little barge coming upriver here. Based on the radio, we have one coming downriver too. I don't think it'll be here by the time we get here. So, the river's been really windy and wavy today. It's been fun. Nice confidence booster, and I say that very humbly because you always respect the river, but it's given us a nice little boost of confidence. We had a chance to stop, well, we stopped at a ramp to Point Pleasant on the opposite side of Point Pleasant, and had a chance to speak to a pilot. He was telling us some of the rules of the road and things like that, so what kind of channels to listen to, how to navigate this river when barges are on it, because it's a lot different than the Missouri. So basically their thought was, as long as you're on either side outside of the channel on this river, you're in pretty good shape for the most case. Now on the Missouri, that's a little tougher. You want to, I tend to think that we want to be on the inside bend, and some people hide behind a wing dike or find cover behind a wing dike, which is fine, getting away from the waves. But here on the Ohio, well, to finish that, you have to usually take the inside route out of the current. And excuse me, man, I lost my train of thought. Take the inside route, because a lot of those barges in Missouri, they will, when they turn, those tugboats will ride the riverbank very close, so there's really no space between you and that tug. So the Ohio, there's a little bit more space because we don't have wing dikes in the river. At least any that I know of in this stretch. I think once you get toward the Mississippi, you start having a little bit of that. So it was good to get to talk to him and see, you know, his view on kayakers and what they see and that kind of stuff. So again, just reasserting some of the things that we already know, and then giving us some new information about the Ohio River, because it is in a lot of ways different from the Missouri. It's always good to have a chance to get to talk to them. So we will see you closer to home port. It's not, it comes out right there though. We'll get to shore once we get to the island. We should be able to.
Yeah, I see where it comes in now. Well, it's so hard to get out of my way,
I don't want to float into that. Huh? Yeah.
So we're coming into Gallipolis, Ohio, and this is going to wrap up this trip. Boat ramp is right down there. And these big things in front of me, this tells me, is our icebreakers. So right past these icebreakers will be the boat ramp. And my truck is there somewhere, right? I think it is. Me too. When I checked this location earlier today, it was there. So we'll find out here in a few minutes. Anyway, this concludes our trip on the Ohio River, which should have been the Saito River. But anyway, we had a blast. Lots of waves, lots of wind. And this is gonna end it for us. And we'll see you around the next bend.
Yep. Go on the far one. It's about the same. Muddy. Got some work there, so.
Damn good.
Good.
Yeah, I got a little But I mean, it was a good trip. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
I got the key.
Holy cow. Well, can we message the families? Yeah, Brandy said she can't get on the site to track, so I don't know what. Just now off the river. Loading up and headed back to
So well, if it comes off of Facebook, if she's doing it off my website,